All right, hi guys. We are doing systems of equations today. All right, now systems of equations are when we have two variables and we're writing two equations. All right, so let's start with one totally worked out. And then what we're going to actually just focus on is just setting them up. But if you remember me talking about how these are this is a tiny puzzle piece made for the big 6-point question on the Regents exam. Okay. There's a lot involved, so we're going to take it step by step. But before we get into that, I want to show you one full worked out example so that you kind of know like the purpose and the reason behind it. So let's start with Janelle and Sydney are taking a test in their history class. Sydney had already finished 12 questions. Janelle answers questions at a rate of 2 per minute, while Sydney answers them at a rate of 5 questions every 4 minutes. A rate of change of 5/4 questions per minute. Janelle eventually catches up to Sydney. Let's write some equations for these, okay? We're going to start with this part of the sentence here. Sydney already finished 12 questions. Okay, that's our starting value for Sydney. So I'm going to go ahead and make a little note here. Sydney's starting value is 12. All right. It says Janelle answers questions at a rate of 2 per minute. So Janelle's rate of change is 2, while Sydney answers them at a rate of 5 questions every 4 minutes, or a rate of change of 5/4 per minute. So Sydney's rate of change is 5/4. Because it doesn't say anywhere about Janelle's starting value, we're going to assume that she's starting on from the very beginning of this history test. All right. So we are going to take our starting values and our rate of change and write equations for it. So Janelle's equation would be 0 plus 2x, and Sydney's would be y equals 12 plus 5/4 x. Sometimes the Regents exam has you write the equations and then graph them. To save time today, I've graphed them for us, but what they're missing the label. So we want to label each graph. And what we're going to do and focus on is our starting values. Okay. If you zoom in, you can see that we've got this scale on the x's for our question number that are going up by ones. And the scale on, the x's are our minutes. Our y's are our question numbers, and it's going up by 2s. So it looks like we've got one of them starting at 0 and the other one starting at 12. Well, from what we just did, we know that Janelle is the one that starts at 0 and does a rate of 2 questions per minute. And Sydney starts at question 12 and answers questions at 5 questions every 4 minutes. So let's take a look and let's label. All right. Janelle is this one here that starts at 0. So let's label it with her name and her equation. Sydney's is the one that starts with 12. So on the blue line, or the one that starts at 12, we've got Sydney and y equals 12 plus 5/4 x. So we've got the number of minutes compared to the questions answered. And what I'm going to notice is that there's a spot right here where these two lines intersect. That's actually what we call the solution to the two lines. Okay, if you remember, a solution to a single line is any point on the line. If we've got two of them, a system, and it's on the grid together, where they intersect is the solution. So this is at the point 1632. And it's going to help us answer the next question. It says Janelle eventually catches up to Sydney. How many minutes does it take her, and what question are they on when she catches up? Where she catches up is where they intersect at 1632. So we can go ahead and say that Janelle catches up at 16 minutes. They are on question 32. All right, that's what our point of 1632 means. Number 2, these ones are a little bit different because it's not going to be so obvious a rate of change in a starting value. You and a friend go to Tacos Galore for lunch. You order 3 soft tacos and 3 burritos, and your total bill is $15. Your friend's bill is $14 for 4 soft tacos and 2 burritos. How much do soft tacos cost and how much do burritos cost? Okay, well, I like to draw these out. Okay, I want you to draw them out as well. I actually could not find a soft taco, so we're going to change those to hard taco, hard shell taco. Okay, and my bill came out to be, well, my bill was composed of, rather, 3 tacos and 3 burritos. Go ahead and draw this on yours. If you want to, instead, to do like 3 T's and then 3 B's, that would be fine as well, instead of actually drawing, your choice. Okay, and all of that came to be $15. Your friend's bill was $14, and they had gotten 4 tacos and 2 burritos. And that was $14. Go ahead and draw that on your paper as well. Again, if you want to do T's and B's instead of actually drawing, that's fine with me. All right. What I want us to pay attention to is our question here. How much do the soft tacos cost and how much do the burritos cost? So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for the price of each. So when we go to write the equation, which is what you're going to need to do, we need to define our variables. Let's use T and B here and what they mean. So to write it out, we're going to say, let's let T be the price of a taco, because that's what we don't know. And B, what we also don't know is the price of a burrito. What we're going to do is take our pictures and write them into equations. So we've got 3 tacos and 3 burritos. So 3T plus 3B, and that equaled our total of $15. Our friend's bill was 4 tacos and 2 burritos, or 4T plus 2B, and that equaled $14. And that's all the piece of the puzzle that we're going to do today. It's just setting it up and writing the equations. Number 3, the cost of admission to an R&B concert was $162 for 12 children and 3 adults. The admission was $122 for 8 children and 3 adults for a country concert. How much was the admission fee for each child and each adult? That's what we're looking for. That's what we don't know, is the cost of each thing. Okay, I want you to draw it out. I've got my pictures here. And here for the R&B concert, I've got 12 child tickets and 3 adult tickets. And that equaled $162. Draw it how you would like. The country concert was 8 child tickets and 3 adult tickets, and that one cost $122. Let's write the equations. Again, what we're looking for is the admission fee, or the price of the tickets. I'm going to use X and Y here just to kind of change it up. Okay, so we're going to say let X be the price of an adult ticket and Y be the price of a child ticket. And let's write our equations. Okay, in the R&B concert, we had 3 adult tickets and 12 children tickets. So 3x plus 12y, and that equaled $162. If you were to write it as 12y plus 3x equals 162, those are equivalent. It does not matter the order. For the country concert, we also had 3 adults, so 3x, but this time we only had 8 children, so 8y, and our total was 122. Question 4. Aaliyah went into a grocery store and bought 5 strawberries and 6 mangoes, costing a total of $17.75. Tristan went to the same store and bought 2 strawberries and 3 mangoes, costing a total of $8. Write a system of equations that could be used to determine the price of each, and then there's a typo. That should say strawberry. So we're determining the price of each strawberry and the price of each mango. So those are the 2 things that we're looking for. So Aaliyah had 5 strawberries and 6 mangoes. 5 strawberries, 6 mangoes. And that cost her $17.75. Tristan had 2 strawberries and 3 mangoes. And that cost him $8. Let's write our equations. First, we need to say what the letters mean. I'll use S and M for this. Let S be the price, because that's what we're trying to find out, the price of a strawberry. And M be the price of a mango. So for Aaliyah, she had 5 strawberries and 6 mangoes in her bill, or it was $17.75. I am not sure why that did that. $5S plus $6M equals $17.75. For Tristan, he had 2 strawberries and 3 mangoes for $8.